Behavior number 2, mocks other kids. Now remember, the intellectual stage of development of 3 and 4-year-olds means that they have very limited vocabulary. We discussed this the other day in a pre-conference event. I've had 4 years of Spanish in high school, but if I was going to go to Puerto Rico and have dinner with one of my buddies and sit with his family, and they're all talking Spanish, I'm probably not going to get the gist of what they're talking about. I might get the gist, but I might not understand everything they're talking about. So the way that they communicate with each other is through mocking. So that's why you have those situations in class with your 3 and 4-year-olds, and one kid kicks, and he falls on the ground, and that guy's like, oh, that's my homie, so I'm going to fall on the ground. And next thing you know, another kid falls on the ground, and they're all like, right? You ever have that happen where they mock each other? That's part of their stage of development, and it's a behavior that's very frustrating as us as instructors, because when your kids are falling all over the ground, and your parents are watching you, sitting there going, I'm paying $169 a month for this? Right? I'm not really sure if it's worth it. So then you're like, oh my gosh, how do I get him back into control? Well, the trigger is that they want to be like the other kid. This is their social stage of development. They want to interact with each other. So if I want to be like Spider-Man, like my son, after he watches a Spider-Man movie, you know what my son's doing? Probably the same thing your sons are doing after they watch Spider-Man. They're jumping all over the floor, Spider, and doing all that, right? So it's the same concept. They want to be like the other kids. So the tip is modeling. Similar to prompting, point out the kids who are behaving properly so they begin to model the other kids. So let's say that we have our group of 3 and 4-year-olds, and Eric falls, and John's like, oh, that's funny, and he's my homie, so I'm going to fall on the ground. And Alicia's like, I'm standing still. I'm modeling Alicia. I love how half of the class fell, but look at Alicia. She's standing super strong with her hands up. Let's see who could pretend like Alicia now and stand super strong. Now I'm modeling the appropriate behavior versus threatening them. Listen, John, if you fall again, you're in timeout. Or John, if you fall again, you're getting push-ups. I'm modeling the proper behavior.